been a little up and down since the last vlog. My daughter and I are settling into our new chapter, but are, naturally enough, missing our old friends. Terribly, actually. But we're both also making new friends, and I'm grateful for that. I've been out for dinner and lunch and had a chai in my backyard with another new friend. So there is company to be enjoyed. But there's nothing like friends who know you really well and still love you. Good things take time though, and that's a part of the process of relocating. We've taken a couple of road trips, revisiting towns I knew as a child, usually through my pony club years. Walker was one of those small towns. It's strange to revisit places with only memories from my early teens. But at the same time, it's also lovely to discover places through the eyes of who I now am and as our little family. I also enjoy the splashes of springtime, making themselves known. While out on easy drives, we've discovered a couple of peaceful nature reserves too. I've missed seeing the ocean regularly, more than I thought I would, so being able to see a decent volume of water was healthy for my equanimity. And of course, I returned to our land, which now has a table on it, my new office. If you followed my work for a long time, you will have heard me mention a particular postcard that had a bit of an influence on me. This is the postcard, and it was released at a time when working from home or working remotely was an incredibly remote idea. It just, very few people had it. And it's advertising an environmental science degree at a university. It was 22 years ago that I saw this postcard. I was in a little a gorgeous little vegan cafe called, I think it was called Vegetarian Orgasm or Vegan Orgasm or something orgasm anyway, and the food was orgasmic, and it had a stand of postcards. And when I saw this woman with her computer sitting on the edge of the cliff, just surrounded by nature, it just seemed such a beautiful dream, but so far-fetched from where I was. I was working in an office and working for other people. I just couldn't even imagine how it could come about. But it did. And 22 years later, this is my office. Isn't it strange, that the seeds that are planted so subtly, and it was never a conscious dream for me to have that office, but it just showed me what was possible. And it's been a long old journey from there to here, but this is my office. This is my office now. Oh, I'm just so grateful. So proud of myself as well. We have to look back and give ourselves credit for how far we've come. But how cool is this? Yep, not a bad office. Not a bad office indeed. Life has so many blessings in store for all of us. We just have to have the faith and the trust and the courage to just keep taking one step in front of another and let ourselves be surprised by where it's going to lead. Thank you for sharing the ride. It really is a joy to be able to share it with you all. But it's a joy especially for my own heart and the journey we've had. I might scare the kangaroos, but my doggie's still here somewhere. Yeah, there he is, lying in the grass behind me. I'm so grateful. So grateful. First discovered this parcel of land in autumn. Now spring is unfolding. The hill we see as we come through the last gate onto the property is dotted with wattle trees. I love this hill and often wonder about the Aboriginal people who once called it home. I wonder about its spiritual significance, with all its boulders, nooks and crannies. I also wonder what creatures hide there now. In the least, plenty of snakes, but I'm sure an abundance of other wildlife too. There would be a lot of shelters there. Once the final cool evenings have gone for another year, which is very soon, snakes will return to our paddocks. Where we last lived, it was pythons and tree snakes, both non-venomous. But here it's brown snakes and red belly blacks, so traipsing through long grass will become a significant hazard. Browns and red bellies are both venomous and the brown snake in particular can also be aggressive if startled. So I'm trying to get in as much discovery as possible before then. With my limited walking though, this means that discovering all of our land will be a process that requires both time and patience. It won't be at all finished by this summer. That's okay. Living with disabilities teaches you patience. Nature changes all the time anyway, so even if I could walk every inch of the property already, there would always be new things to discover. But rather than see the process in a frustrated or limited way, I choose to be grateful to even be able to walk again after the challenges of 2021 and being so chair and bedridden. Even though I need to elevate my feet for a couple of hours after these walks, and sometimes for the whole of the next day, it is a small price to pay for the joy of walking over my land. It is my new happy place, especially with my little boy Tickles accompanying me. There is much going on behind the scenes with the creation of my first card deck and other things. It can be a juggle at times, but I know my limits. Not just physically, but also for my mental health and joy. So I don't overfill my days. It can take courage and faith to live this way, but I've already experienced the benefits of both many times over. So I continue to leave a little space to breathe in between it all. Knowing that our hill is now only a half-hour drive from where we live is enough to carry me through these changing times. This is indeed my new happy place. It is also the best office I have ever had. And it only took 22 years.